Hey guys, and welcome back to scripting tutorials of skill series. And the reason why are we back is because tutorial number 6 is really weird. At least it was, because I don't know why actually. It's like 6 minutes long instead of 20, and I know like half of footage is gone and that stuff. So I decided to make it again, and that's because nobody can understand them. I don't blame you, because it's hard to understand when half the video is gone and that stuff. Let's get started then, shall we? So we have a couple buttons which would simulate that, like if you get like any cash or money or experience and something like that actually. And what is a data store? You might ask. Well, that is first of all is the service that saves your data, and the like it's not an object, it's like an abstract thing that stores your data. So I'm just gonna show you, and we have the script. I'll leave it in the description. And first I'm gonna explain every single line, and then we are gonna start to add some things and edit them. So first line is it's a variable local data store. You probably get it. It has like game GetService, and that's the service DataStoreService, which has function GetDataStore. So you can name it whatever you want actually. I'll just gonna name it like just save, because this legacy thingy was before in the previous tutorial. So I did this because it wouldn't like overlap or something like that. So yeah, now I think I showed you before, basically it's like global variable. So it stores player's data, and we set it right here, and we name it PlayerData. Yeah, and it's a table, yeah, because those brackets. And now we have a function, yeah, it's probably familiar to you. So we call it LoadData, and it ends right there where I put my bad. It should end I think right here. So I'm just gonna add load, or not load, yes, loaded. So yeah, I'll just do like that, because it won't get too confusing, and yeah, let's check if it actually ends there. Let's close. Yep, here. So yeah, now we have local player data. So we just set this variable, just just like mention it, and set it to nil, because if you don't put anything here, it just automatically sets to nil. And now we have something interesting. So data store all of this, and it has a function UpdateAsync. It takes two arguments, okay, as you see that clearly. First one is like players, or maybe not players, but like save ID thingy, which can be like player and then plr.UserId, because it has to be unique, or else you probably don't want like all players in the server have the same save or something like that, because that would be like a bit weird, to be honest. And you can, I know how you do this, but you can probably make like a global leaderboard which goes over all the servers, and just save it as something that way. I'm not sure. I don't want you to get confused, so I'm not gonna explain that, because I don't really know how you do this, but it probably has something to do with DataStore. those global leaderboards which are same on all the servers. I don't know. So function, that's another argument which is LoadedData. That's the function, and it ends, I think, right here. So yeah, in this function we set it like LoadedData. If it has anything in the LoadedData, or if it doesn't have anything, then we just set it to this like empty table. So here we need to add some values, and then we reset this variable LoadedData to be empty again, and yeah, this just checks it, well, obviously because the comment says so. So yeah, now I probably should explain you from like SaveData point, but never mind. We are gonna get there eventually. So PlayerData equals PlayerData or empty brackets. So this is pretty much again like that thing. It just checks if it PlayerData is not empty. If it is, then it just sets it to empty table. If it's not, then didn't do anything pretty much. So now we have another global thing variable which was here, right? Empty brackets, but I think it set it somewhere maybe. So global variable PlayerData, and then it's like saying like I know variable dot something pretty much, and this dot PlayerData, I guess, and player.Name, so it again has to be unique, and then it just sets it to be PlayerData, or PlayerData is sent to just this. So now we have the SaveData variable. So I mean not variable, well, function, although it's also a variable, so that's interesting. SaveData, so it has an argument player, which is which player's data you need to save, and yeah, it has another global variable PlayerData.Name, which we set it to be on this thing. So it's a table which ends right there, so we need to put something in here. I'm gonna show you something interesting, but later, because I need to end explaining it. So we put things right here, right? It's probably, you know, familiar to you, I guess. It's a table that you put like values into, and we're gonna skip this because I'm gonna explain you later what we are gonna to add. What are we going to add? And it's like called dictionaries or something like that, but I'm not gonna show you yet. So local player data equals this variable, which is this one, and again DataStore UpdateAsync. So we just save it, and also with that UpdateAsync you can refer to all data. So it's kind of cool if you like want to reset player's data due to like some kind of like error, if player save is broken or stuff, you know. So yeah, now all data again checks it, and return player data. So it returns this thing, which is equal to that thing, which is equal to this table that we want to save. Now we have a function which is player enters the game because player added. So again, argument is the player, and we will create values that we want to save later, and that's pretty much it. So that's the value player added, which is money. So I'm gonna add another value quickly, maybe right now, and I'm gonna show you. That's the value, money, yeah. And you know, we probably can even delete it because it creates it automatically when player enters the game. So we are just gonna delete it, and now I did put this just because testing purposes maybe. So yeah, now I'll just quickly gonna create a new one and be right back. So that's the value, and we are gonna delete this one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's go on, and this is like pretty simple function. So if player gets removed, you just save the data. Yeah, that's it. And when player enters the game, it just connects those functions. So these two things are events. And yeah, now if player is added, probably want to save his data, or her, or it, or I don't know. This function actually loads the data, so I'm gonna show you. So yeah, now if you really want, you can add another like line right here. So yeah, probably add this here. So while like wait, and I'm gonna add a like wait interval or save interval, which after some time it saves the game, so like 30 seconds. And do then we are just maybe make it more organized like that, by like marking this, highlighting this and pressing tab if you are wondering. And then we gonna just add save data and then plr, like that. Pretty simple. Now let's get to editing this script. Yeah, so first we are gonna start with save data, because as I mentioned, first you want to save and then you want to load, for obvious reasons, you know. And right here we're just gonna put and delete this comment because it's not very necessary. So yeah, first what we want to save, this will be interesting. So I think somewhere right here I want to add something like that. Let's see, first we call it like money, or cash, you know, call it whatever you want. Yeah, it's probably the thing that you would want to do if you want to make your script organized. So yeah, we have those values. We don't need to worry about those plus things and those things, I guess. Wait, I think I want just to create or maybe not create, but copy those things. So yeah, probably need to write like this. Maybe not script but parent. Let's see. Game dot players plr dot name, and then dot player GUI, and this is how you access player's GUI. Wait, no, there is no such variable. So yeah, and then we want to add or look for a value, which whatever you name it. So mine is money, so we want to money, to have money, although it's not here, but it will be created by this function player added. So yeah, now dot money dot value. Oh wait, oh wait, I think or maybe I'll just gonna make it like that. Otherwise, why is it throwing the warning? Oh, because I need to make it local. No, that's probably important. Just saying. So now, again, same thing, but now with experience. So XP equals all of this stuff, but not money, but XP. Yeah, pretty simple. So this is how you save. Well, it's not technically saved. Yeah, you need to put it right here, but I mean, it just makes things a bit more organized, don't you think? Because this table, you know, it's probably pretty long sometimes. So you can just put money, comma XP, and everything would be clear. Although it would be quite a lot of variables, but you know, still, that's for me at least, it's quite a bit more organized. So yeah, now let's go to the load section. So yep, loaded data, all that stuff. So we are just gonna remove that comment. Yep, like that. Wait a second. Like that, and then right here. So yeah, that's the variable, right? So let's see. If you want, you can do it like this. Money equals loaded data, and like one, or oh wait, that's the wrong bracket. Like that. Yep, you can do this definitely, and it will make your life maybe easier, I don't know. And then you may want like again local xp equals loaded data brackets 2, and this is how you save it. Where is it? Right here. So it's important to not forget the order. How did you save the data? So this is the first one, this is the second one. So money have to be the first one, loaded data, and experience has to be another thing. So yeah, it has to be 2. I mean, if you really want that much, you can just do like xp equals 2. It also works like that, and then instead of 2 you can just put xp, but I'm not sure why would you want to do this. So yeah, now we need to put do like that. We need to access it again, so I'm just gonna copy this like so, and then maybe paste it right there, equals money, like that. And I know it looks a bit more like organized, I guess. Also, one of the pretty important things, you need to publish the place in order to use the data store. I think that's obvious, so I'm just gonna do that. Now I noticed, you know, when you like enter the game, you probably need to load the data, you know, what, just thinking, I'm not sure, maybe, yeah. Who needs to load the data? Because, you know, it wouldn't make any sense if you like made all these functions and stuff, but you didn't load the data. Because, you know, that would be considered a bit weird. So, you know, again, same thing like if we want to remember this value, like 1000 euros, and come on, and like I don't know, minus 150 XP points for experience. And let's try this again. So the script I made doesn't really update itself when value is created, so I'm just gonna press it once. So in order to enable that API access thing, in order to access the data store in the studio and do this, make the script as I showed you, you need to go to the Roblox website, press develop, and then go to the games, then choose your game, and then just press this cog thingy, and then configure game, press the basic settings, and just check this box, enable studio access to API services, and then save your game. Now everything should work. I hope so. So everything actually works except for this part. I don't know why. When player gets like removed, like when player like leaves the game, it doesn't really save itself. I know maybe this event doesn't get fired, or I don't know, but as you can see, I added a couple print things. I'll probably leave them. I'll probably leave those print functions so it would be a bit more clear for you. For example, for troubleshooting or something like that. So this portion, I don't know why it doesn't work. Yeah, that's probably it. And I will leave all of the script in the description if you need to copy it, and you probably do, because you know it's like 61 line comment. Well, now we have to talk about limitations, because you know, servers have finite power, and they cannot like make requests like once a half a second, or maybe they can, I don't know, but you know, there are limitations on these servers for obvious reasons, you know, and they are probably important, and by saying probably I mean really important. Alright, so the limitations are maybe pretty simple for data. So for like keys, names, and scopes and something like that, you can have like max of 50 characters, and for all your data, like whole thing right there, you save like those money XP. They all get converted to strings, text values. I don't know, it's a string value, okay? It just gets converted, and the limit is like 260,000 characters, so it's pretty long, I guess. And everything uses like the data store kind of works like it converts everything to strings, and like it makes a table or something like that. And everything that I told you in this tutorial, you can just look in the wiki. And yeah, if I didn't mention something, you can find things right there. So yeah, and also you need to know the limitations on functions. So not only UpdateAsync, there is a setAsync, which is a bit more simpler, and it doesn't let you to refer to all data, so you know that's a bad thing sometimes. Whereas incrementAsync, like to increase your store data's like value directly, and UpdateAsync, which is this one. So setAsync, incrementAsync, and UpdateAsync, they all have like request allowed per minute, and it's calculated like 60, not 600, plus players, number of players that are in this server, and everything is times 10. So yeah, It's a pretty big number, you know, and I think you can do like every second requests, maybe every like 0.1 seconds, if you like use multiple those saves, because for example, if your data store is a bit too big, you can make another one. Although it would be a really long script, but you know, I think it's worth it sometimes. So yeah, there are like more, a lot more like those functions. For example, GetAsync, which is used together with SetAsync, and there is like GetSortedAsync on update, and that stuff. But that's a bit, you know, too advanced. And I'm not gonna tell you that stuff, so yeah, that would be it, I think. And I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty advanced tutorial, I guess. And I'll see you next time in the expert series, or maybe if you are watching my other skill tutorials, in the next skill tutorials. So yeah, goodbye.